opportunity as well as an imperative. On the one hand, it's an opportunity because it's a whole new industry. This is the first time in history where we are going to produce one of the most valuable commodities, one of the most valuable assets the world's ever known, intelligence. And we can produce it at scale, meaning we can manufacture it as an industry. We now have the technology necessary to manufacture intelligence. And so as an opportunity for a nation that has access to energy, has access to a local market because of the nearly 300 million people in your society, this is an incredible opportunity. It's also a mandate, it's an imperative because no country can afford to have its natural resource, the data of its people, be extracted, transformed into intelligence, and imported back into the country. That doesn't make sense. You have to own your intelligence. You cannot outsource your intelligence. And so, whether you look at it from a perspective of opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to create and be part of a new industry, or an imperative to control your own nation's intelligence, however you think about it, it is vital you engage the learner. It is vital that Indonesia AI becomes one of your most important national initiatives. And so I'm delighted to see AIDay in Indonesia. Yeah, this is really a big deal.
This actually resonates because about 5 years ago Indonesia when we started the journey of developing our natural resources to develop EV batteries, and we are now the largest producer of EV battery components. So my question to Eric as government, I think Jensen is spot on. One of the biggest resources that we have is our data, our population. And how does the government see this? How would the Indonesian government support the AI development? Hopefully in partnership with Nvidia.
Yeah, of course. Welcome to Indonesia. Yes, sir. Nice to meet you. It's always, we open up for Indonesia to do collaborations with world class.
Mr. Football.
Mr. Huang. So I call him Mr. Huang. President Prabowo has massive problems, and President Prabowo do understand the strength and also the challenge about our nations. You mentioned before we have a big population, almost 700 million, and we'll keep increasing till 350 million in the next 10 years. So this potential can be also the weakness if we as a country. This is why Mr. Prabowo want to make sure back to basic how we can give our people a space to be natures as a strong human capital, so can be ready for the workforce for the futures. This is why one of this program actually, he wants to give access, better nutrition for early stage of our students. At the same time, to make sure they give also not only the physical but also the mind. This is why we make also announcement. Education and healthcare is very important to be the forefront for Indonesia development for the futures. If you look at President Prabowo's statements regarding, we have to bring back math is the most important subject in the school. At the same time, he wants to implement digitalizations in early days. So this is something I would say, the back to AI, we understand AI is to be friendly to human nature. It's not something that we should be afraid of, but it's important Indonesia need to be ready on AI also, to be friendly, to be company of AI. And our people need to understand the use of AI. Otherwise, the one not ready for AI, they will lose jobs. This is why actually, again, like Patrick said, we want to be not just based on consumption in terms of our growth economy, but also be part of the process. This is why it's very important you to be present here to help us for your knowledge and your also investment in Indonesia. This is something that you be part of our ecosystem for now and the futures. You can be the lighthouse that we set up here in Indonesia. So once again, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So Jensen, at Goto, about 6 months ago, we decided to develop our own large language model, which we are doing with Indosat, which you will help launch. Sahabat.AI. And we started this development in partnership with AI Singapore.
Is Sahabat related to Bahasa?
Sahabat is an Indonesian word for commune or brotherhood or friendship. Brotherhood. And when we started this journey with AI Singapore 6 months ago, there was a high official from the country who asked a question to me: why are we developing this? Why don't we just use foreign established brand like OpenAI? They have a lot more resources. They have all the data. What does Indonesia have in terms of talent pool and whatnot? I want to ask you, do you think we are crazy in doing this? Because for us, we feel that we need to be part of it. We need to experience it, and also to give opportunities for Indonesians to be part of the development. So this model is open source. It's available for everybody, but I just wanted to get your comment whether we are crazy or this is actually useless or this is something that you think is important.
It's not crazy. It's in fact essential. It's not crazy at all. It is absolutely essential that Indonesia build your own AI. How could Indonesia not build your own intelligence? On first principles, it makes no sense. Now the question is, for what reason does the world feel that AI is so expensive to do? It does require infrastructure. There's no question about that. However, the infrastructure, the technology is moving so fast, it's improving so fast. So long as you're not right at the bleeding edge, you're near the frontier, off the frontier, the cost of building AI is dramatically less. It is essential for Indonesia to own, to develop, to improve the national intelligence for its people. One of the things that's really important to realize is that AI is the best chance in the history of computing to close the technology divide. And let me prove it to you. The vast majority of the audience today don't know how to program a computer. The vast majority. The vast majority don't know how to program C++. But everyone in this room knows how to program artificial intelligence. All you have to do is try it. You can try ChatGPT, you can try Gemini, you can try Claude, and it is incredibly easy to use. The reason why it's easy to use is because it's intelligent. And if you're not sure how to use it, all you have to do is say, how do I use AI? And it will tell you how to use it. No software in history has ever been this easy to use. Now, all of a sudden, everyone is a computer programmer because of artificial intelligence. We have closed the technology divide. The technology, of course, is complicated, but using the technology for your power is not. And as you mentioned earlier, Eric, you're not going to lose your job to AI. You will lose your job to someone who uses AI. That is vitally important to realize. So on the one hand, Patrick, on the one hand, AI is so easy to use. On the other hand, AI is so vital to use because you want to lift yourself. This is the greatest opportunity for Indonesia to lift its people.
In production of food, but more importantly, it's also to alleviate the prosperity of our farmers. Since this idea was brought up by him, maybe you can share your thoughts as to how AI can help Indonesia advance the agricultural sector here.
Agriculture, modern agriculture is called ag tech. A great deal of technology is involved in advancing agriculture yield, crop yield, managing disease, maximizing the profit and prosperity of the farmers. All of that requires technology today. And it benefits the larger companies. It benefits large agriculture companies. With artificial intelligence, the fact that Indonesia is so well integrated with internet, almost everyone has access to internet and to cellular technologies, that it is possible for every farmer to have access to the most advanced technologies through artificial intelligence. Some cameras, some phones, access to AI in the cloud. All of a sudden, they became super farmers. And all of a sudden, they could promote their yield, their crops to local distributors and get the best possible price from it. I think that artificial intelligence will democratize technology for everyone. It is really the great equalizer. Everyone has access to knowledge. Everyone has access to technology. Everyone has access to intelligence. It is the great equalizer. You know that today, all of the world's information, all of the world's knowledge is on the internet. But it is so incredibly hard to access. With an AI, they can teach you. It is your personal tutor. If you would like to be world-class agriculture technology innovator and apply the latest knowledge in agriculture to your own farming, all you have to do is ask AI. And so that capability is in the hands of every farmer.
Our farmers will have AI beacons to advise them how to improve their yield and so forth. So thank you for that. Nvidia Jensen mentioned something that is important, which is about infrastructure. Indonesia actually has competitive advantages based on our research. The electricity cost, production cost, is 1/3 of what the US cost is. What is the government planning to do to accept you are the boss of PLN and all these big companies, Pertamina and whatnot. What is the government's planning to do to accelerate the development of AI infrastructure?
New regulations. I think with the one moving forward with new green electricity right now, electricity, I think it's important for us as a government to push some of the transition faster. We have a big potential as a country. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we have potential around 3,680 gigawatts. This is consists from hydro, from wind, from solar. So we have a huge potential for green electricity. But again, if your GPUs, Nvidia, can help us to make sure the delivery of this green electricity in the more calculated way, that is because it's very important for us to make sure that when we support on green electricity, it's not only for the industry, but also is important for the people and the consist to have this electricity at the same time. So this is why actually at this moment, we as the government, we are consolidating our data together from Ministers of Health, Ministers of Education, our social security administrators to be under one what we call digitals. So if we can be success from the help of our partners all over the world, this is something that we actually can be more effective and efficient. We can be supported on the industrial sides. We also receive a lot of building data centers. I heard in Dosa, we have a build data center in Papua, excellent. But at the same time, this is something that we need more data centers in Indonesia to support the AI development.
It's really important that you recognize the importance of infrastructure. Remember, this is a new industry, a new type of infrastructure. Just Just as the internet was the infrastructure of communications, the infrastructure of access to each other and access to information. There's a new infrastructure here now. And this infrastructure is the infrastructure of intelligence. The infrastructure of communications was built on top of the infrastructure of energy, infrastructure of transportation was built on top of infrastructure of manufacturing. All of these different infrastructures layer on top of each other and advance society. This is infrastructure of intelligence. It's going to put in the hands of every child a personal tutor. It's going to put in the hands of every single village their own nurses and doctors. This infrastructure of intelligence needs to first be built. On top of that infrastructure, just like you had to build the infrastructure of the internet here. And Indonesia was one of the most advanced of the Southeast Asian countries to build internet infrastructure. If not for the internet infrastructure, Goto wouldn't be possible. Isn't that right?
Correct.
And so this incredible company that was built of incredible value was built on top of an infrastructure. We're now going to build a new infrastructure, and on top of it, a whole bunch of startups, a whole bunch of new capabilities and services for the society is going to be possible.
So we have 3.1 million driver partners today who would otherwise not have the opportunity to earn the money that they
You created a wonderful service for society. You created wonderful jobs for 3.1 million people.
Yes. And we
Not to mention everything's more convenient.
And we have not harnessed the full potential of AI yet. So when that comes, we cannot be able to things out efficient.
That's right.
Even with the government programs, because as a country, we still recognize public service obligations. This is something also that we need to be efficient, reduce corruptions. This is why President Trump also want to introduce the clean governance in the last couple of months.
And just as the last infrastructure of the internet spoke HTML, this new infrastructure is going to speak Indonesian.
Absolutely. And all the
That's
dialects.
the amazing thing. Yeah.
So, Jensen,
The technology is complicated, but its benefit is not.
He has a direct access to Mr. President already, I think.
now, this is actually a follow-up question. There are a lot of young Indonesians watching us today, and there will be more watching from the recording. You are the electrical engineer. I studied vicious engineering, which is industrial engineering. But what is the advice that you would have to young Indonesians who are watching this session today as to how they will be best positioned to capture the full potential of AI?
Well, if for all the young people in Indonesia, I would say, of course, your education is still vital. Science, math, the liberal arts, all super important, and I would dedicate yourself to being as good of a student as you can be. However, 100% of young people today use the internet. That's because the internet became pervasive. At the time, 20 years ago, when the internet was still just beginning, a lot of people didn't realize the internet was going to be so integral to your lives. Just remember, 100% of the young people today should engage AI. AI is your future. It is going to be integrated into every part of your lives. For the young people, I'm so excited for you because you're going to grow up with your own tutor. Imagine your own Aristotle, your own teacher. This teacher will live with you your whole life. It will grow with you for as long, as you go through your life journey. And it will bring information to you. It will teach you. It will be your tutor. And I think that when you realize the incredible ease of access of the technology, its magical powers, you will surely be empowered by it. And so use AI to lift you. Use AI to supercharge you. Use AI to go as far as you can.
I don't want to answer.
Are you going to ask about how AI going to help the national team?
This is what
Well, you're going to use AI to, of course, broadcast football. Okay? You're going to use AI to help broadcast football. There are so many games going all the time, but it's impossible to have a very professional broadcaster for every game. In the future, every single game will have wonderful broadcasters. It will go directly to the right player, it will go directly to the right moment in the sport, and it will create a short little summary for every single game in Indonesia, and everyone can play every game. And so that's, of course, right around the corner. This technology is here. You could, of course, use AI to help analyze your favorite athletes so that they can improve their game. You can also use AI to maybe help you critique your strategy so that you could be a more successful team. There's a lot of different ways to use AI. And good luck to the Indonesian soccer team. Yeah, good luck.
We need about 15 and 19. On March, we're going to implement AI as a statistic.
Indonesia football.
The only thing that is as important as AI is in Indonesia today is for the national team to qualify to the World Cup.
Yes. Go Indonesia.
Guys, it's been wonderful. Thank you very much. We learned a lot from you, and we hope that this is only the first of many visits that you will make to Indonesia. As President Prabowo said, that he invited you to come back and make Indonesia your second home. So again, on behalf of the Great Coalition, thank you very much, and also for your personal contribution for the organic eruption this happiness.
Thank you, Patrick. Congratulations on your